students, this is Pravin Borade here and just start the new lesson World Heritage. So in the warming up section, one question is there. I can talk about the world. So what you have to do here? You have to take one of the continent here. So let's have the question first. Form a groups of 6 to 8 students. Each group should select any one continent and share the following information about each. So information that we have to collect from the internet we can important cities, sightseeing places of tourist interest, food specialty, cuisine, wildlife, different types of regions and vegetation, and human life. So now each group representative from the previously formed groups should narrate the information to the class using proper attractive sentences. So see, I have taken here Asian continent. So in the Asian continent there are important cities like Tokyo in Japan, Mumbai in India, Kolkata in India, Manila in Philippines, Jakarta in Indonesia, Bangkok in Thailand, Delhi in India, Osaka in Japan, Chongqing in China, Tianjin in China, Chennai in India, Hyderabad in India, Shanghai in China, Dhaka in Bangladesh, Guangzhou in China, Shenzhen in China, Seoul in South Korea, Beijing in China, Karachi in Pakistan, Chennai in India, and Bangalore in India. So second, sightseeing places of tourist interest of Asia. So you can visit these places: Chiang Mai in Thailand, Penang in Malaysia, Singapore, Malaysian Borneo Islands in Thailand, Siem Reap, Cambodia, Beijing in China, Bali in Indonesia, Tokyo in Japan, and Rajasthan in India. So next, the food specialty or cuisine of Asia: Asian BBQ chicken, Vietnamese dumplings, Burmese khao sui, grilled fish with Southeast Asian dressing, chili chicken, Thai fish curry, diced fried chicken in black bean sauce, Japanese prawn tempura, Asian sesame chicken salad, hazelnut Asian lettuce wrap. Students, have you ever heard these foods? I think I didn't heard any of the food just listed here. So if you want to eat it, so you can go and just have the dinner, lunch you may have there in respective countries and respective cities, we can say. The next is wildlife of Asia. So you may find following wild animals: is Bengal tiger, Bactrian camel, Japanese macaque, laser bird of paradise, Indian cobra, giant panda, Asian elephant, slow loris, Indian rhinoceros, and Malayan tapir. So next, different types of region and vegetations of Asia: the tundra, the taiga, temperate grasslands, the steppes, Mediterranean scrubland and forest, desert vegetation, monsoon region, tropical rainforest, vegetation in the mountains and soil. And the last question is the human life of Asia. Asia is the largest of the world's continents, covering approximately 30% of Earth's area. It is also the world's most populous continent with roughly 60% of the total population. The continent, which has long been home to the majority of the human population, was the site of the first civilizations. Asia is notable for not only its overall large and population but also dense, large settlements as well as vast, barely populated regions. Its 4.5 billion people constitutes roughly 60% of the world population. So next, second, prepare a travel brochure or leaflet of your native place or any town or historical place or hill station to attract tourists using the following points given below. So nearest railway station. So I have prepared here the Pandharpur that comes under in Solapur district in Maharashtra. So nearest railway station is Pandharpur railway station. Nearest airport is Solapur and Pune. Nearest bus stand is Pandharpur bus stand. Top 5 spots to visit: Chandrabhaga River, Vitthal Rukmini Temple, Padmavati Garden, and Tilak Chowpatty. Special features of this spot: curve like a moon, devotional spot and market, playing grounds, snacks like panipuri, bhel, etc. Have fun or entertainment. DP Square Theatre and Mall, Station Road Cheap Market, Sinhagad Institute Campus, Tilak Chowpatty, Chandrabhaga River Bridge. Mouth-watering special cuisine, Radesh Garden, Lakshmi Palace, Dhanasri Hotel, Annapurna Snacks and Tilak Chowpatty. Other nearby sightseeing spots, Gopalpur Krishna Temple, Sinhagad Institute Campus, Chandrabhaga River. So if you have to visit there, so you contact Happy Journey, Enjoy Travels. Mobile number is 1234567890 and email us at enjoy@travels.com. Some questions have given along with the lesson that we can call it WH questions. So first question is, what significant aspects should a World Heritage Site have? World Heritage Site has significant aspect like cultural or natural importance to humanity. What do World Heritage Sites include? World Heritage Sites can include a combination of both cultural and natural areas. Why did UNESCO launch an international campaign in 1959? UNESCO launched an international campaign in 1959 to protect the temples and artifacts. Why did a White House conference in the United States call for a World Heritage Trust? A White House conference in the United States called for a World Heritage Trust to protect historic cultural sites but to also protect the world's significant natural and scenic sites. What does the World Heritage Committee consist of? World Heritage Committee consists of representatives from 21 state parties. What is the World Heritage Committee responsible for? The World Heritage Committee is responsible for identifying and nominating new sites within their territory to be considered for inclusion on the World Heritage List. When was the Convention concerning the protection of world cultural and natural heritage adopted and by whom? The Convention concerning the protection of world cultural and natural heritage was adopted by UNESCO's General Conference on November 16, 1972. Who makes recommendations to the World Heritage Committee? Two advisory bodies consisting of the International Council on Monuments and Sites and the World Conservation Union make recommendation to the World Heritage Committee. What is the Peru's Machu Picchu example of? 25 of the World Heritage Sites are considered mixed, that is natural and cultural. Peru's Machu Picchu is one of these. English workshop. Write the importance of the years given below with refer to the World Heritage Sites. In 1959, an international campaign to protect temples and artifacts launched by UNESCO. In 1965, White House Conference in United States called a World Heritage Trust. In 1968, the International Union for the Conservation of Nature's similar goals and presented them at the United Nations Conference on Human Environment. 1972, the Conventions concerning the protection of the world cultural and natural heritage was adopted by UNESCO's General Conference, and in 2009, 890 World Heritage Sites were located in. Name the following. The country where Mount Hongshan is situated in China. The famous dam in Egypt on the river Nile, Aswan High Dam. The place where the conference based on the human environment was held at Stockholm, Sweden. The country in which the highest number of World Heritage Sites are 44, those are in Italy. The body which can exclude a site from the World Heritage List is World Heritage Committee. Question number 3. Complete the following sentences. The World Heritage Sites includes cultural and natural areas. There were around 890 World Heritage Sites in the world. The role of the World Heritage Committee is to list the sites as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The tenure of World Heritage Committee is 6 years. We can get more information about the World Heritage Sites from its World Heritage Center's website at WHC, that is World Heritage Committee.unesco.org. Question number 4. Complete the following web by giving reasons why World Heritage Sites are in danger. So, World Heritage Sites are in danger because natural disasters, uncontrolled urbanization, heavy tourist traffic, pollution, acid rain, human trespass, and war. Next, question number 5. Answer in your own words. What are the duties towards preservation of any historical site? Prevent ourselves and others from the scribbling on the walls, participating in the regular cleanliness drives, being a part of the adopted heritage initiative, spreading awareness around about these monuments and their importance. Why should we preserve the World Heritage Sites? It is important to preserve our cultural heritage because it keeps our integrity as a people. The importance of the intangible cultural heritage is not the cultural manifestation itself, but rather the wealth of the knowledge and skills that is transmitted through it from one generation to the next. What is the role of the World Heritage Sites in promoting tourism in any country? Article 4 of the World Heritage Convention states that one of the main obligations in the conserving World Heritage places is to prevent their significance to the public. Informing the visitors and managing their expectation is a vital role for a tourism promotion agencies and the travel sectors. Read the following duties towards the preservation of any historical site and make sentences about each of our duties. Obey rules and regulations. Visitors must obey the rules and regulations displayed at the entrance. Maintain discipline and order. Visitors must maintain discipline and order. Maintain cleanliness. All visitors must maintain cleanliness there. Use dustbins and garbage bags. Visitors must use dustbin and garbage bags for litter. Observe silence. Visitors must observe clear silence at the place. Maintain environmental safety. Visitors must maintain environmental safety. Protect our country's history or heritage. Visitors and we should all protect our country's history or heritage. The next. Complete the following flow chart by choosing from the options given below to show how any sites of any country can become a World Heritage site. So some points have given here. So we have to arrange those in this given flow chart. So I have arranged so you can have a look. The first is take an inventory, inclusion from tentative list from nomination file, review of the file by advisory bodies, decision of the World Heritage Committee. The last one is name of the site is inscribed to the World Heritage list. Question number 8. Match the pairs to define different roles of the World Heritage sites. Identify culture and natural sites of outstanding universal values across countries. So answers are directly given here, so you can have a look on there. Identify sites of, answer will be here H, special importance for everyone. Identify sites that represent best example of world's cultural and or natural heritage. UNESCO seeks to preserve outstanding sites and natural resources. World Heritage Site should have relevant development plan policies. World Heritage Site should protect these sites. World Heritage Site serve as an asset for economic development and investment. World Heritage Site should ensure green local based stable and decent jobs. It should enlarge develop tourism. Question number 9. Do you know the difference between World Heritage and Cultural Heritage? Yes, I have written here. World Heritage Site is a landmark or area which is selected by the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, that is UNESCO, as having cultural, historical, scientific or other form of significance, and is legally protected by the international treaties, and the cultural heritage is the legacy of physical artifacts and intangible attributes of a group or society that are inherited from past generation, maintained in the present, and preserved for the benefit of future generations. Cultural heritage includes tangible culture, intangible culture, and natural heritage. Question number 9. Following are the ways to preserve World Heritage Sites. Transfer these points into a small paragraph, suggest a suitable title. So, paragraph will be like this, and the title is Preserving World Heritage Site is Our Duty. Heritage sites are a symbol of history. They are representations of the past, and several times it becomes hard to understand why exactly we need to spend time, energy, and money to preserve heritage sites. Heritage sites are living monuments and record of certain happening, and this is our real connection to our past. It proves the existence of our ancestors. Heritage conservation has proven to be a thriving place for entrepreneurship and innovation. It has also shown increased property values. Also, since the work is very labor intensive, it actually ends up creating more jobs. Heritage, whether tangible or intangible in our history, we might debate why it is important to conserve it. Some may argue that the past is dead and the future is where resources and energy should be invented. Invested. However, one should not forget that heritage, be the monuments or the culture, has widespread impact and influences on and in society. Question number 11. Find from the text minimum 8 words related to the cultural heritage and make a word register. Arrange them in an alphabetical order. So I have directly arranged here in alphabetical order, that is earth, artifacts, culture, literature, monuments, sites, temples, and territory. Question number 12. Look at the words and their meanings. Underline the correct alternatives. So I have underlined directly here. Determine, decide. Monuments, that is memorial building. Significant, important. And disaster, that is calamity. Question number 13. Rewrite the following sentences using not only but also and as well as in two separate sentences. So, UNESCO and the International Council on Monuments initiated a draft convention to create an international organization responsible for protecting cultural heritage. So, sentence of not only but also will be like this. Not only UNESCO but also International Council on Monuments initiated a draft convention to create an international organization responsible for protecting cultural heritage. And the sentence of as well as UNESCO as well as the International Council on Monuments initiated a draft convention to create an international organization responsible for protecting cultural heritage. The second, the state parties are responsible for identifying and nominating new sites. The first sentence is of not only but also, and the second one is as well as. The state parties are responsible not only for identifying but also nominating new sites. The state parties are responsible for identifying as well as nominating new sites. Opera House in Australia and the Historic Center of Vienna in Austria are cultural sites of World Heritage. Not only Opera House in Australia but also the Historic Center of Vienna in Austria are cultural sites of World Heritage. Opera House in Australia as well as the Historic Center of Vienna in Austria are cultural sites of World Heritage. World Heritage sites can be a combination of both cultural and natural areas. World Heritage sites can be a combination of not only cultural but also natural areas. World Heritage sites can be a combination of cultural as well as natural areas. To protect the temples and artifacts, UNESCO launched an international campaign. To protect not only the temples but also artifacts, UNESCO launched an international campaign. To protect the temples as well as artifacts, UNESCO launched an international campaign. Question number 14. Rewrite the following sentences replacing as well as by no sooner than. Note, the phrase no sooner must always be followed by an auxiliary, that is helping verb. For example, as soon as he came, they all gave an applause. So, as soon as he came, that means he is here a subject they have used. So, the answer is no sooner did he come, because the sentence is from the simple past tense. So, instead of do, they have made past of do, that is did. As soon as the bill is passed, it will become an act. No sooner is the bill passed than it will become an art. As soon as the thief escaped, the family informed the police. No sooner did the thief escape than the family informed the police. As soon as you have finished, you can submit your answer papers. No sooner have you finished than you can submit your answer papers. As soon as they can manage, they should change their house. No sooner can they manage than they should change their house. As soon as the bell will ring, the school assembly will start. No sooner will the bell ring than the school assembly will start. Question number 15. Prepare a tourism leaflet of any one of the following. You may refer to the points given in warming up. So, I have written in warming up the tourism leaflet of Pandharpur. So, you can write both of one, that is your hometown is Pandharpur maybe, or the place of pilgrimage. So, you can write one of them to the Pandharpur sites. I have included, or I have written there. The project: make a list of sites from our states that are included in the World Heritage Sites. Try to visit one of them. Write the importance of the World Heritage Sites. Also, write your impression of it in your notebook. So, World Heritage Sites in Maharashtra: Ajanta Caves, Ellora Caves, Elephanta Caves, Kailas Temple, Ellora. So, what you have to do here, you have to collect the information, you have to visit there, and try to find out the importance of those sites, and you may write in your notebook. So, be subscribed here. If you don't subscribe my channel, so subscribe, and the most of the videos are going to come on the channel. So be subscribe, like and share. Thank you.